AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. 23 of y'all on AllBall TV right now. You know how we do. Buy a little time because you ain't just gone. You ain't just gone. We know how this works. We got things to promote. Huh? You know? Flea, what's going on, man?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
Oh, boy, what's going on? You got your hat to the side like it's 89. What's going on, man?
Now, you know, because, come on, man. You know, we repping, man, you know. It just so happened the Knicks sign is on the side of the damn hat.
Ooh.
You know?
What a coinky think. Chris Paul's going to the Lakers. Allegedly. 15
10
years
years too late.
Right.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
Everything is just.
And I'm not gonna lie though. I would have loved him over here with us as a backup point guard.
Flea was talking about that.
Yeah. That would have been nice.
Him and the alleged coach in motion. That wouldn't be
joke.
Especially to have him there, like, what better way to, if you do win, have another basketball mind who could actually be on the court, point guard. Anytime you have more than one person on the team that we trust, you know what I'm saying, that could talk basketball, everyone respects him.
She's in the building. Yeah, she's in the building early, y'all. The beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant Darlene Bryant is in the building early. Good evening, Miss Darlene Bryant. Please, everybody, speak to the beautiful ladies. That's my guy, James Whitfield. Big shout out to the whole chat. What up, y'all?
So, man, you see how their thing pops up. They got that little
James.
A little icon logo next to their name. That's because they're members. AllBall TV. Come on, man. You talk about support. They ain't have to support like that. You ain't have to go in the wallet. Throw a little thing on there, trying to make you show a nipple or two. Flea out here. What's going on a Friday? They're not playing with us. They know how to make me dance. What?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rodolfo is a ill to me. Any dude named Rodolfo, you got a couple million. That name is just crazy. You got the crazy Coke Connect. Oh, hold on, that's crazy.
He walks with a briefcase. That's the type of nigga that walk with a briefcase. I mean, not the man bag to go over your shit. Nah, briefcase to the side. You mean?
It's business.
Yeah.
Never personal.
Yeah. That's that type of nigga, man.
Look. What's good, gentlemen?
My God.
Yo, he's not playing. I'm scared of Rodolfo, man. Straight business.
Right. That's an L day.
Joe
I'm a little nervous when I get off here. I'm calling the IRS, make sure everything is in order, man. He got me a little nervous over here, man.
Joe Gert, your avatar is crazy. That's what looks like Joe Budden, right? With the Yo, I can't front Joe Budden, like, he runs Twitter, damn near. That shit is always popping up on my timeline. I'm like, yo, I don't even want to hear what y'all gotta say.
Some niggas been around that Twitter shit since the inception, so they just been doing that shit. He been on that. Like, I remember when I was in college, I think, and Fab had to, like,
smash.
Yeah, he had that shit. It was fun back then though. Like, it was different back then.
Oh, you did explain that was Earl's sweatshirt. Like, was he nice? Because that's a name that everyone's your Earl sweatshirt. Like, his name alone, I'm like, I'm not listening to no Earl sweatshirt. In cosplay as Joe Budden. Ty Black was good. You're always in the building too, man. Got a couple people in the building. When we crack 50, that's when I usually get it popping, man. We crack 50. Where y'all at, man? Hit that like button, man.
Let's go.
That's what they say. If you hit the like button, if all you guys hit that like button, boop, 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 then it sends it to everybody. And they go like, oh, who you showing Google like, yo, these guys are popping right now. Woo! 48. Come on, 2 more. Earl got bars. Yeah. Joe Gert, man, I like you, man. We disagree a lot, but you stand on it, man. You see, you know what I mean? Earl was cool. The picture was just funny. Yeah, I'm with you. Top Black was good. Who's fire? Earl Sweatshirt. See what I'm saying? Big Sean is fire. I'm like, hey, he's cool. He's nice. I like him.
He'll rap a little bit.
I'm not reciting no Big Sean. Respect. Clean pen, yeah, man. It might be after and pacing, but stop playing around. And stop playing around. That boy, top 5 dead or alive point guards, old ball.
Ball suckers.
He in them. We live.
He ain't a biggest y'all.
That's why your cap is all twisted. Haliburton. What? Is it true your numbers increase if people unsubscribe and resubscribe? He put it back. Jeremy's house. I have no idea. There's a lot of games being played on the internet, and to be honest, YouTube is always changing their. I don't know the rules. You can't say certain things. We try to curb, whatever. I just put, if there's a secret I'll give y'all, when I put monetize it, do it from the computer because it gives you the different choices of how you curse. So I just press abbreviation automatically because I know Flea is bound to go off 35,000 curse words a minute. So boop, and YouTube lets us rock. What's good, my people? What's up, Lloyd? What's good, my New York people? Gangrene, DJ Tech. Earl is the equivalent of Currency. Both trash to me. Hold on. I like Currency.
Spitter.
I like Currency. Hold on a second, man. Straight like he ain't no hits on the radio. He going wild out here.
That's the face of he's trash. That's the face of he's trash.
Who does?
That's
listen
OG
to
face of.
he listen to commercial
nothing,
stuff, man.
He's trash.
Get out of here, man. Currency was on a run, man. On a run eating.
Yeah, you just spit a Nori bought it for me last night. I was like, man,
Run the English channel. Nah, Nori was. Come on, man. Big Queens. You kidding me? I don't know if
regular weed.
Regular
weed, man. Nori was cool. Regular weed. Come on. We don't need to spend too much time. Nori was cool.
Nah, Nori was on fire.
For a second.
Nori, hold on. Nori was on fire. CNN was done. His man was locked up. The Solo Dolo album. His first album is fire. Hold on a second. Nori's first album is fire. The CNN album was dope.
Cool.
Body in the Trunk.
Cool. Fire. Now that yet. Fire.
Yo.
Fire. But
what?
Nori be acting yeah, Mom. Yes, Mom.
Mind your business, Mom. Love you.
Yeah, Mom. Gotta love Mom. Mom stopped everything. You need a trim.
I'm growing it, Mom. What they call him? They call him the Haliburton. On Twitter, they call him the Haliburton. He's going crazy. I'm joining the Haliburton. You crazy? What? Real quick, before we get into the Knicks talk, what do we feel about game 1? Haliburton does it again. 5 out of 6 clutch shots. All ball. The big Haliburton hater. What happened? Huh? You ain't think he was showing up? Do it again? Big, huh?
It hurts me to have to really discuss. I really can't stand the Pacers, but I have to be honest. That was a hell of a game. I was wrong. I didn't give Indiana a chance. and mostly in part because they beat my Knicks. But in all seriousness, they're a very good basketball team, and they're coached very well. I think they match up wonderful against OKC. You know, guys like us up here, we actually watch the game, and you know, for everybody that just never gave Indiana a chance, in all seriousness, um, I think OKC can lose this series. I still think they're the favorites. Excuse me, favorites and should be the favorites. But you know, we've seen as Knicks fans how one game can just change the whole dynamic of a series. And this is real mindful of them in the Garden against us, game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think OKC, this is me. I think their heads are very big. Pause. I think they're gassed up, and I think they look across to Indiana like how everybody else does. And you forget what Haliburton has done. Like I said, now he's in the same breath as Kobe Bean Bryant as far as what he's doing in the playoffs right now. They forget when you look across, you got Rick Carlisle over there as the head coach. And then people also forget you have a champion in a mismatched nightmare in Siakam. And then now you have the bench, McConnell and Obi Toppin playing out of their minds. So I think, you know, last night, it didn't shock me that Indiana won. Is how they won. Because OKC had the game wrapped up. OKC has to win game 2 to Sunday night. Now OKC backs are against the wall. Because Indiana did what they were supposed to do, steal a game on the road. But I think the game was very exciting. I think if we could get games like last night for 6-7 games in the finals, because I would love to see what the stats was as far as people watching the game. I would love to see what that stat is.
It's the lowest rated finals since they've been tracking ratings since '88.
Right. So I think now last night helped for game 2 Sunday. I think now people are going to be locked in because, like me, always wrong. I can admit it. I was trying to make myself tell myself that I don't even got to watch this shit because OKC gonna run away with it. But now I'm locked in Sunday night. I want to see what's gonna happen because if OKC go down 0-2, Lord have mercy. So, but in all seriousness, man, listen, what Haliburton is doing is insane. And before I pass the rock to Flea, what makes Indiana dangerous is Haliburton doesn't have to score 30 for them to win. Before he hit that game winner, he had 13. So I think it was an exciting game, a good game. You need that in the finals. But gotta give props to Haliburton. I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong, and it's killing me inside. Paul, I really don't want to admit it. But right now, Haliburton is one of the best point guards in the NBA because look where he has his team playing in the NBA Finals. And we all know when you get there, you have to be considered one of the best at your craft, at your position. So this is the first time ever that I had to say something positive about the Pacers in my life. And it's driving me crazy. Still fuck them, but today, gotta respect them. Great game. OKC better figure some things out because this is where, like Flea always say, and I know he gonna cook on this, in the finals, this is where coaching comes in play. And it's very clear Rick Carlisle knows what the fuck he's doing. He beat the Heatles. He found a way to use the plays he had on Dallas to beat LeBron James, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. So, listen, I'm really looking forward to seeing the outcome of this series, man. Because if Indiana wins this, the conversations we're gonna have to have about the Pacers and Haliburton and especially Rick Carlisle, wow, a lot of things are gonna have to change. But I think it's great for the NBA because it just shuts down you got to have 3 superstars and all this dumb shit. So it's a lot of parity with this finals, but great game last night. I I was entertained. I loved it. I loved it. I tried to find a reason to not watch it, but got to shout out the Pacers and Haliburton. Came back and stole a game in OKC, which I thought wouldn't be done.
Fleet, what are your thoughts after this game one thriller?
I love basketball. I love basketball, right? And so you watching this, that's if you are a fan of the game, like just the purity of the game, you enjoyed last night, like OG said. A hell of a basketball game from beginning to end, right? It's tale of two halves. I saw Indiana look like a deer in headlights in the first half. And then I saw in the second half them look like a completely different basketball team. Like you turn the ball over almost 20 times in a half, that's like a recipe to lose, right? And they should have absolutely lost that game, being down 15 late. But this is their MO. They've been doing it all playoffs long. I was talking about our Knicks walking down Boston. Well, Indiana has just been walking down every opponent in the 2025 playoff. They've just been walking everybody down. They walked us down. They walked Cleveland down. They walked Milwaukee down, and now they're walking down the best team, from beginning to end this season. I think OG is absolutely right. The coaching is huge. Dagnall might have outcoached himself a little bit. He changed his starting lineup yesterday. He went small when the starting lineup that he always rolls out is like 80 and 18. He chooses the NBA Finals to now change the lineup, right? So that's what I be talking about. Like, yeah, we love adjustments. We love when coaches, do fly shit. But sometimes you got to stick to the script. Stick to what's working and trust your guys. I think we've always been talking about trusting our guys. And I don't know. I mean, that's something he does, right? During the season, he rolls out different lineups. But it's the NBA Finals, man. Go with the lineup that works. And don't try to get cute because Carlisle is a hell of a coach. Like OG said, he's proven that time in and time again. We got to start thinking about the teams that this dude was leading. Like we forget Larry Brown led that 04 Pistons team to a championship. Carlisle had that team before he got there. That Indiana Pacers team that was in the Malice in the Palace, that's Carlisle's team. There's a bunch of different teams that he's led. The Dallas team that won the championship. And now you're looking at this Indiana Pacers team. So, he is an extremely underrated coach. When we talk about, the best of the best in this era, right? We don't have to go historically, but just in this era, 20, 30 years of coaching, he's one of the best. And he's proven that, especially on this level. I can't not say anything about Tyrese Haliburton. Again, he's not a guy that has to go get 30 for you to win the ball game, right? He almost had a triple-double last night, I think. He was filling the stat sheet up. And then when it's money time, you call his number and it's money time. He doesn't disappoint. He's ready to take the big shot. He doesn't look scared out there. Voice cracking, hooping like Steve Urkel. Just all the energy doesn't come off as a guy. He will bust my ass, but he will thoroughly bust your ass. If you look at him and take him for granted, he will thoroughly bust your ass. So we got to start taking him serious. I think, us as fans, I think we respect the game enough to know that he's a hell of a player. But I think the NBA community, like them, need to start to understand, stop taking this young man for granted. He's a hell of a basketball player. He's fearless. He has the confidence from the coach, so he's a complete extension from what Rick Carlisle is, and that match is just beautiful right now. So I was impressed with how they won that game last night. I was extremely impressed how they won that game. Do I have them winning the series? No, because I think that OKC is going to continue to capitalize on being the fact that they can turn them over. They turned them over 20 times in the first half. In the second half, I think they held them to like 5 turnovers. We know OKC is going to hound you on defense, and they did. They did last night. They did exactly what they do all the time. I just think this Indiana Pacers team is continuing to catch teams off guard, which makes no sense to me. How are they still catching you off guard? This is something they've been doing the last 2 months. Aside from OKC, they've been the best team in the NBA since January. So this Indiana Pacers team is for real. Their coach is for real. Their point guard is for real. And Siakam and the rest of the guys over there, they have a complete team. They talked about Rick Carlisle playing 11 guys almost 15 minutes a game this year. That's insane. That's relying on your bench. That's developing guys. That's trusting guys. It's a hell of a coaching job, and it's a hell of a performance by this Pacers team. And you know, you got to give them credit for winning game 1 last night.
I think you hit it on the nose when it comes to Rick Carlisle in general, but the OKC coach just psyching himself out. I think even if for whatever reason, I don't think there's a reason why you should change your lineup. Make them change their lineup. And it shows a little fear or just uncertainty. At some point they eventually put in, I think it was Hartenstein and Caruso, and then they went on a run. And I think they shortly benched Chet, or they benched Chet for Hartenstein, and then they got Jalen Williams out of there. If you're gonna do all that, because OKC has been benching Hartenstein in the second half and starting Caruso in the second halves, but that's different than the start of a game. I don't care what sport you're playing. You won what, 68 games? You've been waiting for Chet Holmgren, and you assigned Isaiah Hartenstein. Caruso was either going to be off the bench, and if anyone should have started, should have been Caruso to put even more fear in the Pacers. That's it. Not was it Cason Wallace that started? Good kid,
yeah, they
but
switched the line. They went small.
Just I think that's where they were wrong, even though they got the 20 turnovers. And then I just think at this point the Pacers are playing the blueprint that they wrote with this
Fabian,
team.
this shit destiny, bro. It's starting to feel like destiny almost with this team. I'm sorry to cut you off. I meant to say that. Go ahead. But it just starting to feel like destiny, OG. They pull that game out in game 1.
Listen, before Fabian finished, don't be surprised Sunday night. They going in and win again. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Fabian. I won't be surprised.
And it's also OKC. The reason why you don't do that and you have to have the strong lineup to end the fourth quarter. 2 things. Jalen Williams hasn't proved that he's a number 2 yet. That's what these guys are doing. These guys are much has been made about their age, right? Oklahoma City is damn near the youngest team in the league at 24 years of age, and the Pacers are only 25, but they're almost in the middle of the pack. But another stat that this thing had, I just happened to pull it up. OKC, in terms of average age by minutes, I guess minutes played, OKC average minutes played is average age of the minutes played is at 25, and then the Pacers go to 26, so they're closer to that 30 years of age that the oldest team in the league is, which is the Clippers. So they're in the middle of the pack with that. AllBall hit something on the nose that I can't believe I forgot that Siakam was a champion, and of course Rick Carlisle's a champion. So you got 2 guys that have been there before, and Flea, and you always stress that AllBall just being there before. And how far off is SGA from playing the hero ball game that we get on Brunson about? That's part of their downfall with this. Like if they're not calling the calls, now what? You're not getting them calls.
They let him play last night. They did.
Certainly did. And it's not. I'm not saying
they let him play last night.
I've been bigging SGA up since he took that leap, and I'm like, yo, this kid is this is different because now he's playing, smart basketball, and all Indiana's doing is like, yo, that's all you got, and they just try to whip that ball around. And I don't think that they ever had the game even down by 15. I'm like, damn, they down 15, and Indiana makes a run. They pass the ball around. Haliburton is a spark. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat, and he makes himself that way. That last shot, the fact that he had Cason Wallace on him, what you be doing, Flea, when you licking your chops?
He went at him.
Yeah. And it wasn't Dort, it wasn't Caruso. He saw the matchup like this. I got this, and he just that's when we talk about IQ. Those are the IQs we're talking about in real time. You see somebody process that. That's all instinct, practice, going over that game plan, going over these situations in your mind probably, and then a lot of it is instinct. I think most of it is instinct and confidence. They're confident. That's really when somebody's confident and you can't rock them. That's tough. And SGA and them, remember, they're still working on their confidence. Draymond was still getting on them. Yo, all that partying and by the microphone there. We saw Memphis do that. He was kind of wrong, but he's still kind of right. Because you still, what does that mean at the end of the day? We see Haliburton do the choke thing, and he was like, yo, we better win now. I ain't trying to repeat history. So the fact that he's aware, self-aware like that, you know, OKC, they're still young. And who is the champion over there? Caruso? Yeah, Caruso's a champion. But who's the other champion? Who's with the other vet? Like, yo, let's calm down, yo. That was in OKC. That place is loud as hell. And Indiana's going to be bonkers too. So, yeah, it's the lowest rated game. But, you know, this ain't the Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. I do expect OKC to blow them out game 2, though, because that's what they do. That's what I thought going into the series. OKC has a lot of games that they mess up this year. A lot of games that they just go, and all of a sudden next game they look like the best team of all time. So I expect that to happen. I gotta believe Dagno is got you in mind, Flea. What the hell was I thinking starting that team, man? Damn.
Well,
as we continue more, you probably go back to the script.
Remember, I said. Remember, when Indiana played us in the Eastern Conference Finals, first thing that scared me was, remember, I said numerous times, they think they're better than us. And like you said, confidence is key. I'm going to be honest. The only mismatch in this series is SGA. This may sound insane, but I think the Pacers roster compared to the OKC roster, I think them guys is not that much, not better than the OKC roster. Listen, to me, the difference for OKC is going to have to be Chet. I didn't like how Chet looked yesterday. He looked a little nervous. He looked a little scared. It was one time where, bro, you 7-2, fast break. He went up for like a layup, and the shit rolled out. And I'm like, yo, you got to flush that. For me, he looked nervous. He looked soft. He looked scared. And I don't know if that's the reason the coach had that lineup change or whatever. But for me, SGA is going to be SGA. Rick Carlisle is good enough to coach his team and let them know we ain't worried about if SGA get 40. He's the MVP. But the other guys, lock in. And when you look at this Indiana Pacers roster, and it's killing me to say it because I don't want to admit it because I can't stand them. But they as talented as OKC is, probably 1 through 9, 10, I'm going to be honest. You get the same production from the Pacers players. The way Dorton them guys is the same way Naismith and Nembhard and them guys is. Then you got coming off the bench, Obi, who's playing out of his mind. I'm happy for Obi because New York City in the building. He from the town. He was with us. So I'm very happy for him. But listen, this series is not going to go how people think it's going to go. I still have OKC the favorites, but I'm going to be honest, my brothers. I will not, and I'm the first to say this, I will not be surprised if the Indiana Pacers win this finals. Sunday night, OKC backs are against the wall. They lose game 2, they are done. They are done. These guys are too confident, and that coaching matchup, Rick Carlisle, Fleet, y'all hit it on the nose. Rick Carlisle's been the best coach for how many years now? So he's seen it all. So he knows what to tell them guys. He knows what type of game them guys need to play. They don't panic. Like you said, they made all the mistakes in the first half, Fleet, and still won a game. What's the motto? They ain't going to have 20 turnovers in game 2. Nobody had a hell of a game. So you know how that shit go, Fleet. Guy had 40 one night. He ain't. Remember, Naismith killed us that one game. Next game, he ain't doing that again. So what's not to say? So I'm looking forward to game 2, but I think the difference in this, the two things for me, is the matchup between the coaches, which Rick Carlisle was heavily favored. But if Chet doesn't have a good series, OKC is in trouble. I don't think they win this series without Chet having a productive series on both ends of the floor. Because listen, we can laugh all we want about Miles Turner. He's going to do his job. He had a big 3-point shot last night. He's going to be annoying. He's going to rebound. He's going to hit shots. Remember, he hit the floater from the free throw line. Indiana's going to make shots that's just going to have you like, what the? They don't give up. So, OKC is in trouble, fellas. I know it's one game, but one game means a lot. The one game they beat us in the Garden, that to me was the series. After we lost game 6, everybody went back to game 1. I think when it's all said and done, we are all going to be talking about OKC blew game 1 at home, being up 14-15 in the fourth quarter with the best team in the league, with the MVP, with the better roster. I think this is a game we're going to be talking about, and I won't be surprised if Indiana wins game 2.
Siakam said himself, walking out right after the game, after they win the game, Siakam said to Haliburton, and we didn't even play well. They walk into the back, and he said, and we didn't even play well, and they won. Right? These two matchups, I think I've said this to you guys, and we can move on after this, but I think I said this to you guys. I say it to y'all all the time when we talk about matching up teams. Put a first 5 and the other 5 on the baseline, and let's pick players. Let's draft. If we did that with these two teams right now, OKC's first 5 and Indy's first 5, put them on the baseline, and we drafted a 1 through 10. That's tough, right? That's tough, because not some teams you're gonna pick 5 guys off one team before you even get to a guy on the opposite team. With this right here, it gets dicey after Shea, Hallie, Siakam. Right, it gets dicey after that. Preference, who you want, all of that. So there's no clear cut. OG just said it. Nembhard and Naismith playing their ass off. Lou Dort, Caruso, same type of guy. Like, what you want? Who do you want? So, this is a better, this is a better, way better matchup than that. I'll be honest with myself. That I even gave credit to. After watching last night, I'm thoroughly looking forward to the next few games to this series, because it's going to be some great basketball for sure.
I thought they would make it tough, but you're right, man. Like, that was just shocking. And then the way you put it right now was ill, because if you line them up going into the game, I was like, nah, OKC got the top 3. And it's like, well, the way you put it, all right, you take SGA first, but the next 2 got to be Haliburton and Siakam, no matter if you think Chet is better than Siakam. Even if you think
J-Dub, right? Right.
Even if you think that Siakam is way more realized, he knows exactly who he is, how he should play.
Right.
And Haliburton has been that since he came to the league, and he's only polishing his game. So don't give me the guys that play like they know who they are. Chet does not know who he is yet, and he played 23 minutes yesterday. I even realized that shit, AllBall, till you said that. 23 minutes
he was bad
in a finals game? What happened? What happened? What was it? The little thing? You popped your hip again? What's going on, Chet? You doing a little rodeo dance?
The moment looked big, like OG said. The moment looked big. The moment looked big. It was like, woo.
Flea, Flea, it looked like he could. It looked like it was tough for him to be on the floor. He looked scared. He literally was. Yeah. He looked scared yesterday. I'm sorry.
The moment looked big.
We'll move on from this, Flea, because I don't. Bill Simmons said this shit, and I'm like, yo, is he right? And I mentioned it to you before, but Jalen Williams played where? In Oregon?
Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
Washington. I think he went to the same school as Clay Thompson.
Bill Simmons said, yo, it's not a big school.
No,
it's not a big school, right? And that thing, when you go you don't go to a big school and then you go to OKC, and this is not a super team, but it's a powerhouse now. To just jump into that threshold, and now you damn near go. Everyone's claiming you the new Golden State Warriors kind of thing. To be ready for that, and you didn't go to college like that. I always think about also Paul Pierce, the way he described when he went to Kansas for the first time and they were recruiting him, and he was like, "Yo, after I seen the building, I knew I wanted to be there. I wanted to go kill in front of this crowd." And I'm like, "Damn!" So. If he, as corny as Paul Pierce be coming off with his corny ass hot takes, Flea, and his clapbacks, we know he's a killer when it counts, and that's a part of it, being in front of that crowd.
Yo, I'm gonna just say because I don't know if anybody else has said it. The hair dye to match the fit is pissing me off. The hair dye in the front and the hair dye in the beard to match the fit. That shit pissing me off. I'm sorry. The shit pissing me off, OG. And he's smoking it. He's smoking the shit. Every day it's the same color as the fit. I'm like, oh, I hate this shit. But he's got a lane. He's figured out what's his shit. And he's doing his thing. So as much as I can, hate on Paul Pierce, he's embracing who he is and he rolling with it. So I can't be mad at it.
Listen, listen. Guys, listen, man. I respect guys that create a character and go all the way with it. Listen,
yeah, just go all the way.
He's going right. Listen, and if you really think about it, big shout out to Paul Pierce. He gets on my nerves. He's a Boston Celtic. He's really butthurt that we beat him, so he drives us crazy. But think about it, man. You know he's trying to create his own lane. Now, like you said, when he's going to be able to be like, nah, I was the first to do that. Match the hair with the outfit, say the crazy takes. So big shout out to him because now he's starting to be. I would love to see more of him and Kevin Garnett. I'm being honest. Them two together is gold. They've gotten so much better.
It is.
That chemistry is some of the best I be seeing. They gotta find a way because they be a little too raw and uncut. So it's hard to have them on TV. But one of these networks need to find a way to give them a segment because they are gold. I'm being honest. They are gold. Listen, I love KG and Paul Pierce together. I don't want to see them separate. I just want to see them together. I don't want to see KG by himself. I don't want to see. Now, Paul Pierce on other platforms is still funny. But when they're together, listen, they the best at it. Best at it. Big respect to them.
Quick correction, Fabian. The chat is saying Jalen Williams went to Santa Clara. Santa Clara, that's where Steve Nash went. So
in Los, that's LA.
That's still
Cali.
It's still California.
But it's Santa Clara is small.
Santa Clara is super small. Yeah.
But that's when Bill Simmons said that. I'm like, then I thought about Paul Pierce, and I'm like, yo, some people just you turn the lights on, it's different. Like AllBall always quotes Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Floyd always it sounds good. Them lights different.
Mm-hmm.
That pay-per-view lights different. And these are pay-per-view lights. No matter how low the ratings are. Y'all couldn't beat the Detroit Pistons San Antonio ratings. Jesus Christ. And this is way more exciting than that.
It's better. It's great basketball.
You say. Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely good basketball. I was thoroughly surprised that I sat down and enjoyed the game. Thoroughly surprised. I thought this was going to be like a snoozer, but it's good basketball.
Let's get to these super chats real quick. Love you too, Mom. Everybody say love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom. Come on now. We love Mom. She's the best.
Matthew Carter, thank you for your $2. Well, thank Mom for her $9.99. What's AllBall doing, man? He looks like he's hiding. Matthew Carter, thank you for your $2. Took the dag out of Brunson and put it in SGA.
That's what Matthew Carter said. I ain't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put it out there.
I like that.
That was tough.
That's tough.
You ain't got to anime us, man. Damn, man. No strays. I guess you're getting over the loss.
Oh, thank you for your pain.
He always pays. Shout out to No Strays.
Okay, man. My fault.
Yeah,
my
man.
fault. No Strays.
Listen, man.
My fault, big dog. My fault.
Yeah, he comes in there and hates. But you know what I'm saying?
He showed love. My fault. I walk it back.
What you call that tray at church?
Offering.
No Strays be in the offering like this. He be snatching out the offering like a lot of you crooks out there.
He dropped something in the basket.
In the AllBall offering.
No Strays.
That's what we gotta call a super chat, the offering. That's dope. Come on, man. No Strays. Thank you for your $4.99. As a Celtics fan, watching this NBA Finals has been torture. The Haliburton versus Al-Shahida.
I've never heard that one. I've never heard that one.
You got to make your way to Twitter.
Al-Shahida?
Al-Shahida. They're going crazy. The Haliburton. They've been saying it's crazy.
But
LD.
Al-Shahida is Shea, right? Is that a reference to Shea?
Yes.
I've never heard that one.
Hilarious. LD, thank you for your $1.99.
$1.99.
Reminder, Obi was useless to lame ASS Tibbs.
Couldn't get But here's the thing. Tibbs wanted OB to beat Taj Gibson, and he couldn't. Obi Toppin is a way different player. He couldn't turn him into Taj Gibson. And so now you mad because he don't play defense on the level that you want him to play. And now you don't play the kid. Like, it's stupid. Know your personnel. Know that this kid is an athletic guy who, if you put some time in, you see now he's put some time into his jump shot. He hit 5 threes last night. 5 threes last night. Then he hit 2 against in the closeout game against us. Right? I like Obi as a basketball player. Definitely shame on Tibbs for not developing him the way he should have. You know, us taking him number 8 lottery pick over Halley, right? Right? We took him over Halley. So you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Obi, I like what Obi has developed into as a basketball player. I don't think there's anything you could say bad about him. I just know I was just watching how Tibbs was using him, and he was trying to use him as that makeshift Taj Gibson, Luol Deng role where he's gonna defend and just get it where he can. Nah, that ain't him. He's an athletic freak, you know, get out in transition, and now he's become, you know, a 3-and-D guy. He actually plays defense now. It takes time with certain guys.
And also, you can't. This is why Carlisle is Carlisle, and what I've been stressing. Like, y'all keep bringing up Phil Jackson and all these guys, bro. You can't. He's in that class. I don't care what y'all talking about. I really do not. No, I don't. He switched up his whole style. That's an up-tempo team. Now, if you tell me Tibbs all of a sudden will play up-tempo and he hires some assistant coaches and he's going to get some help with all that, that's a different story. But he's playing. That's Tibbs' style. Whatever his style is, you need the players to fit his style, which is why going back to last year, another reference, yes, Flea. You got the players that Tibbs needs to be successful. So to go away from that, I always thought was a mistake. And Obi Toppin getting traded was part of the plan. Like, RJ Barrett was not part of the plan for them. He's another guy. RJ Barrett is not garbage. He's a point forward out there in Toronto. He looks good.
Not bad at all. I think he had a career year, right? He had a really, really good year for them. They're not a good team, but he had a really good year for them.
Right. And now if you get a guy out there in Toronto that could increase the pace, and I think RJ would benefit in that because he makes pretty good decisions. He got a Paul Pierce tempo to him. RJ Barrett, the slow.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
The old man slow-mo game where it's like, oh damn, like you can't even believe he's good. The way he moves, and that's what Paul Pierce was. He's nice.
I love
the hell.
I love that. I love the comparison. Obviously, the games are not the same, but what you said was the tempo, how they get to it, and RJ just being left-handed always seems like a little unorthodox. You know, because his jump shot wasn't like fluid. You know, Paul shit at one point. Paul, you can't leave Paul Pierce open.
Right.
But the pace and how they get, I like that comparison.
Yeah, and of course, Quentin Grimes is the other guy where it's like, oh, it would make sense if he was in a different kind of pace that he would have been bananas. But again, if that's your coach, you can't go. That's the one thing I gotta respect about Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau so far and throughout their tenure was that we got to get you your guys. Any general manager and coach who working in cohesion, you can't go away from what he's telling you and what fits his style. I'm gonna go get Taj Gibson at 55 years old. Hate it or love it. You don't have to like it, but you got to respect that this is the game plan. And to me, last year, it worked. And then this year, Thibodeau working kind of outside of his own game plan got us 2 games away from the finals. So it kind of, you know, like we can't.
That was always my stance. We could agree to disagree on his style of coaching, but effectiveness, right? Was it effective? Did we win? Did we start to gain some traction? That's all it was. I'm not gonna sit here and have that conversation no more. But
no, but we
gotta move on. We gotta look forward.
But it's the beautiful, the lovely, the magnificent. Tory B's in the building.
La I love you, Tory B, because I damn sure didn't feel like doing that. But you the greatest. So we gotta stay consistent, baby.
I tried that shit the other day. I cut her that La Turia.
Nah, that's my girl, man. We got
you went 4 or 5 seconds with the
come on, man. And I ain't feel like doing that shit at all. But that's our girl. She shows up every day. Every day. she shows up. So we obviously love everybody, but big shout out to Tori B. We love you, girl.
Zero, thank you for your $2. Tibbs doesn't develop players. He has basic preference.
Yeah, perfect. I totally, that's spot on. Spot on. He don't develop nobody.
But going back to what we're saying, he's developing them in his system. So whoever fits that, I can't say that. And Hartenstein got 90 million. What happened?
Fleet. They're coming out the box with fly shit, baby. Fly shit only. Fly shit only, right? Don't hate. Don't hate. Don't you dare start hating.
Hold on. Wait. I don't even understand it enough to hate.
Spree well, flee well. Just calm down. Just calm down, Ray. Just calm down, baby. Flea Max, chill. Just
Flea Max is bananas.
It's bananas, bro. Insane. All three in the building. Oh, Maxwell, flee well, because I locked. Okay. I got you, Michael James. You're talking about the vocals. I got you, big dog. My fault. Clarity. We needed clarity. That's even better. I sing when I moonlight by singing. So just chill. Everybody just, you know.
Your man's out here trying to show you a little something, something. I didn't know one of his songs was a remake. I gotta go back to that. Not Pretty Wings. It was another song. I was like, that's a remake?
Because Chat Quiet has kept me and Fabian our R&B connoisseurs. We could get in that bag at other points, but me and him, we have a lot of conversations offline, R&B related. We might let y'all in on some of those conversations at some point, but we have a lot of R&B conversations.
I don't want to say I don't want to say connoisseur because my man Hodge. Shout out to my man Hodge. That mother. Yo, Flea. I'm talking about
insane
60s, and I'm just like, what's this?
Fire shit, right? I know. I love them type of niggas. My man, I talk about Simon all the time, right? My Wizards fan. Like, I think I love R&B. That nigga's in a different R&B bag,
right?
In a completely different R&B. I say shit to him sometimes, thinking I'm hitting him with some fly shit, and he be like, "Oh yeah, I was just don't front on me, nigga." So he's tapped in. Oh yeah, that's what's up.
But you go to him as the oracle, like, yo, mad excited, and he's like,
that's what I did. He always makes me feel like, damn,
young Padawan, young Padawan, calm down.
Yes.
Has he ever given you the
okay, hold on. Let me think a little bit. I want to say no, because if I was talking to him the other day, he would have been like, yeah, because I called him, I text, and I was like, yo, what's up? Y'all like Akeem Ali? And I'm thinking I'm hitting him with some fly shit. Go listen to Akeem Ali, please.
Really?
Andre 3K and Reincarnated with like it's
sing?
way Akeem Ali. Just remember I said, when you get in your time, please just go listen. I know you're gonna come back and be like, oh yeah, Flea. Yeah. He's one of them. But I hit him with that the other day. He was like, yeah, I've been listening about 5 years now. I was like,
you know who's dope at that, and I can't front. That's what makes me like them is Joe Budden.
It's Joe.
When they get in that bag,
yeah.
Like I love when Keisha Cole was up there. He went karaoke with her.
Went crazy. I just finished watching that shit the other day.
I only watch the clips on Twitter. I ain't paying for your shit, and on YouTube. But that was ill because it's like to know it's one thing to know the hits. It's another thing to be like, yo, I like this joint from me. She was like, that's my favorite song to perform. And R&B is different. That's real. I don't say real music, but hip hop, I cannot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if Machiavelli comes on, I'll turn that shit right off. I don't want anything to do with that music. Anything to do with that shit. And the stuff we grew up on. That's why reggaeton, a lot of Spanish shit, it wins because a lot of it has singing on it. So it soothes me. It soothes me because the girls moving. That's all you need. How much more relaxed you gonna get, man?
Hey, listen, man. You know we talked about TP too. I know everybody don't like the guy, but that album.
Listen, if you're gonna cancel me,
conceiving album.
Listen,
You conceive to that album.
There's no point of no return with that gentleman who deserves to be where he's at.
For sure.
But I'm playing his music, man.
I'm listening. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm listening. Like I said, conception music. You conceive to that type of music. You conceive to that, right? You feel me, bro? You conceive to that.
Conception tunes is crazy.
It's insane. Let's get us back on track. Get us back on track. They said something about Giannis. What they said about Giannis? What the fuck Giannis doing?
Giannis. I heard a lot of things about Giannis.
What they said about Giannis?
A lot of rumors about moving forward. And that can only mean that this is another one of them things. Episodes. Y'all know what this is.
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab, y'all.
Knicks Rehab, y'all. You know what it is.
Let's do this in concert. Let's do this in concert.
So hold on.
Let's do this in concert. We so fucking corny. We so fucking corny.
The brand is real.
It's real. Knicks Rehab, y'all.
I could bleed corny. Hey, by the way, it's over 200 of y'all. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, man. Stop playing with us. Hit the like button. That means they'll share it. They'll push it to other viewers out there. Also, there's a pinned comment in the chat. Support if you can, whether you're shopping or you are sharing. Let the people know we out here, man. Y'all know the motto. They scared, but I'm not.
AllBall TV.
Shout out to the Oracle. The AllBall Oracle. They scared, but I'm not. You got to work with what you got. Huh? They ain't playing out here. Hit that like button, share, like, comment, subscribe. We're in the building. People jumped out on me. But it's okay. It's okay, they say. Because apparently there are some rumors going around. And the New York Knicks are on the hound. They're hounding out here, Flea, for a new coach, new players, new superstars. And we said the other day, you can't get the superstar straight for a player if you ain't talked to the coach first. Hot off the presses. Oh, Coach Melo for the Knicks?
Who sent that to the chat?
Never the little one.
The fucking biggest, y'all. Shit is a joke right now. Jesus Christ.
Well, in all seriousness, y'all know what this is, man. You see the thumbnail. The New York Knicks are expected to request permission to interview Jason Kidd, as per the Stein line. That's Mark Stein, who used to be on ESPN. Yo, he must be getting bread because he left ESPN and he got even more fat. You don't get like that without stacking, respectfully. I'm overweight myself, Mark Stein. But it's the bottom line. You getting money reporting news like this still. The New York Knicks are expected to formally request permission to speak to the Dallas Mavericks' Jason Kidd about their coaching vacancy in the coming days. League sources say. The bochinche is hot, Flea. Hot off the presses. Jesus Christ. And you know also the Mavericks are reporting, or there is a report saying that the Mavericks are going to let Jason Kidd decide if he wants to interview for the Knicks open coaching position.
Oh, that was reported as well?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that.
As per Scoop. I think that's we used to work for Slam magazine.
Scoop Jackson.
Probably Scoop Jackson, who I've never really cared for. He just sounds crazy.
Fabian don't like anybody, y'all. Let me just remind y'all really quick. Fabian doesn't like a soul except myself and AllBall. Just telling y'all. He don't like none of these niggas.
I don't like anybody. Yeah. Because even Zach Lowe starting to piss me off because he doesn't watch the Knicks games like that. Man.
Fabian don't like nobody.
Bro, because they're saying stuff, and I'm sitting there like, yo, there's no way you were watching this game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll argue about whether Jalen Brunson should be hogging the ball. And I'm like, yo, he's the only one that showed up. I don't care. He should be passing the ball. They don't know that. They talking about like, yo, the rotations. You just saw that this game. But I digress. Let's be honest, man. You've been calling for it. Yo, all right. They fired my man. Okay, y'all got it. They fired
Stop
my
calling
man.
that nigga my man. I'm gonna start shooting at y'all niggas. That's not my man.
Please, that's your man. You can't even hide that now. I'm trying to duck the whole you a Kyrie hater every time no, you all hater. What did I say to hate on him? That's your man. You can't run from that. You if we were in person, you might have put your hands on me over Tom Thibodeau. That's what it was looking like.
No. And I probably went a little too hard because I'm starting to I read the comments and I go and read the comments and people like there's this real misconception that I cried tears because we fired Tibbs. Like, you fucking kidding me? Y'all know it. The people that know me, and they clearly don't fucking know me. If you think I cried tears over fucking Tibbs, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, a nigga said, I read the comment, a nigga said they stopped listening when I start talking about Tibbs. They listen to AllBall and Fabian, and they stop listening when I start talking about Tibbs. So there's like this wild ass misconception that I love this nigga. I don't love this nigga. I just love what happened while he was here. That's it. So we move it on.
In the effort to move on, I will refer to him as the coach, the former coach, Tom Thibodeau. The fact that they released him and now they're talking about Jason Kidd as the first name that's out there. You were asking for a plan, Flea. How do we look? I mean, it sounds like they're going after him first to at least create a market. How do we like the name Jason Kidd as the next New York Knicks head coach?
Love the name. Love the name. I remember the effect that he had on us coming into 2013. That 2013 season, we had a pretty good season the year before. Made some noise in the playoffs the first couple rounds. Beat Boston one year, then saw Miami one year, lost. And then came back, had to see Boston, and we beat Boston, found ourselves in the second round. But the locker room, the energy, everything changed once Jason Kidd came in. Was he older? For sure. He couldn't hit a shot? Absolutely not. Couldn't hit a shot to save his life. But the leadership and just everything he brought to us as a player that year catapulted us to who we were, 54-win team, second seed in the playoffs. Like, he was a big part of why we, was able to elevate. And so if we're gonna be able to poach him away from Dallas, then I say we give it a go. I was taking a look at it last night, and when Jason Kidd has a healthy Dallas Mavericks roster, he is in the Western Conference Finals at the least. He's had 4 years with Dallas. His 2 successful years, he was in the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. When they weren't healthy, they tanked one year. And that other year, he just wasn't healthy. They had to have a healthy team. So, 4 seasons with Jason Kidd in Dallas, and 2 of them are extremely, extremely deep playoff runs. So if that's the guy we targeting, we got to be relentless. We got to be relentless with it. I'm not a like I said, you could count on probably 1 or 2 hands how many times a coach has been traded from one team to the next. So this stuff doesn't happen all willy-nilly like players get traded. But if it is something that is seriously an option, you got to go for it. You got to go for it.
AllBall, what do you think when you heard the name Jason Kidd as the Knicks are going to interview for him, and it's looking like they want to go after him as the next head coach to replace Tom Thibodeau?
I love it. He's in my top 5 greatest point guards of all time. We have to understand, his basketball IQ. Yeah, exactly. His basketball IQ is off the charts. And think about it. We have a point guard.
I love OG, man.
Why come you ain't on it? Oh,
I'm here. I ain't going to.
Nah, it dropped off.
Okay.
Y'all know how I feel about Jason Kidd, man. I think I started watching Jason Kidd because who my second favorite player ever at the time.
You was a Dallas Mavericks fan on the low.
My apologies, y'all. My apologies. It's like a little emergency. My apologies.
I like Barkley first, and then I see Jim Jackson. I saw he looked like my pops. So I was like, "Who's this?" Go ahead,
But
AllBall. Jason Kidd, one of
no,
the best point guards of
yeah,
all time.
I
You
think
look like your dad.
he he can help Brunson out tremendously. But my opinion, and this is what I wanted to say earlier. I think all along this was the plan, Flea. That plan that Flea was talking about, Tory B, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant. I'm just seeing you. Good evening, Tory B. What up, baby? Flea, I think this was the plan all along. I think this was the plan. I think Jason Kidd is the guy. There is rumors now that saying that, you got to get, Dallas, and you got to, it's a respect thing. And I'm hearing that Dallas is now allowing J Kidd to talk. Also, word is, some people got let go that J Kidd is not feeling from the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know if it's the bench, the coaching staff, or just the organization. But I love
the trainer.
Stop you for 2 seconds, OG. The trainer is
Yes.
with us now. The trainer's with us now. We won some award as being the best training staff in the league.
Right.
They say we were the most healthy. This Knicks team was the most healthy team in the NBA all season. I don't know how they tracked that, but that's what was said. And that guy was over in Dallas before he came over here. So keep rolling.
Right. So I think this is a great hire. And I think this is the coach that we need. Like I said, I think he can help Jalen Brunson out tremendously. The way Jason Kidd sees the court, the way he can run an offense, like I said, and I know for a fact he's going to have a star-studded, a great coaching staff. I think this is what we need, and I think this is where we need to go all in. And I think this was the plan all along. If Tom Thibodeau got to the finals, it would have been difficult to fire him. But I think all this time, I think we were talking to Jason Kidd. Because what's going on in Dallas, I don't think Jason Kidd is happy with it. The way Luka got traded, just how things is going. And now you see an opportunity to coach the legendary New York Knicks. You have an opportunity to be in the garden on that sideline. Like I tell people, they laugh at me, but this job is very sexy. I don't care what nobody says. And you will turn into a legend immediately. Of course, he's already a legend. But now I'm talking coaching. And Flea, you're correct. When he has a healthy team, they are in the conference finals and in the finals. So for me, I love Jason Kidd as the head coach. I think we said it the other day. Between him, Spo, Kerr, which we didn't all agree on those. But for me, those were the names, and we were going with a veteran older coach. And Flea, you say something all the time. We have to get somebody in there that's been there. Remember, he's a champion. He knows the game like no other. And right now, if we're in a win now situation, we have to get a head coach that can understand that. So I think this was the plan all along. And I'm going to say it. I think eventually, before the season starts, Jason Kidd will be the Knicks' new head coach. I really think so. And I think this was the plan. Flea been saying it all along. We have to have a plan in place. The way Tom Thibodeau was let go, you do not let someone go like that unless you did have a plan in place. As soon as Tom Thibodeau got let go, look at all the smoke. Look at all the smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. I think Jason Kidd should be the next head coach. And I'm ecstatic. I love if he's on the sideline as I was head guy leading this team.
Oh, it looks like Mark Stein did have some words about Jason Kidd not looking around from the Mavericks prior to this news.
I don't get the sense that Jason Kidd was looking around at anything else. I do expect him to be the coach of this team next season. And even before you bring in the Cooper flag factor, and obviously this job got infinitely more attractive again on May 12th when the Mavs won the lottery. Jason Kidd is the coach that Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving both want. And so if the Mavs are going to have those guys on their team, they're going to want Jason Kidd to be the coach of the team. I don't.
That's the other thing. It's not like you're working with some bummage over there in Dallas. You're up against some, well, all of us, maybe not Flea, but if we had a vote, we would have won. Me and you all ball. Mavericks could have competed against anybody healthy, and Kyrie and Anthony Davis, especially with a Kyrie there. Just to have Kyrie with Jason Kidd, that's something to go up against. I know he's been to 2 conference finals with Dallas. He's been to a finals. It just doesn't excite me. For me, when I heard it, I love Jason Kidd. I don't think there's a better point guard that ever played, besides Magic. But Jason Kidd played both sides of the ball. He never had a Curren, never had a James Worthy. He didn't have no super team around him.
The greatest passer I've ever seen.
Yeah, maybe you could speak to it more because you saw Magic, you saw more live Magic. But I don't think I've seen anybody make the passes that he's made, including Magic.
What separated Kidd from Magic is you gotta remember Kidd gonna get that bitch off the backboard and go. That and that's no knock to Magic. Like I said, to me, Magic is the greatest point guard of all time, but the greatest point guard I've ever seen, and I've seen both, but of course I've seen more Jason Kidd. I think there's no other. And there's another factor that we're not factoring in. I don't know why I said factor so many times just now. The East is easier to coach. It's easier than the West. I think that's something that J. Kidd will be looking at as well. I'm just being honest. The landscape of what the East is right now, what it's going to be next season, and then you're looking at the West with Boston, Philly, Cleveland, all next year ain't going to be no threat. Right now, you saying to yourself, all I got to really worry about is Indiana. Okay, we know the young up-and-coming teams is going to be a threat, but we just got to the conference finals. If I could tweak and add this and add that, listen, I think he'll have a easier job over here than having to deal with the West. I think that's something to think about also.
And I think he's looking forward to that. Being in New York would also cement something that nobody's been able to do ever, and which is be that great as a player and that great as a coach. That hasn't happened. Not for this long. 2 conference finals, a finals appearance, you name them. Rick Carlisle didn't play like on this level or on his level. And just the fact that we finally see a point guard who is that high level court vision, and then I guess express some of that or execute some of that through his teammates, through his team. It is. I guess with that is impressive. I like some of the tape I've seen with AD, the way he operated in Dallas, and I would hope that that's what he's doing with Cat if Cat is still here with Jason Kidd, and if Jason Kidd is the coach. But again, what Flea is upset about with Tibbs being gone and his tenure, he's not wrong about saying, yo, the guy that we get next has to fit this perfectly. The guy that we get next, forget about whether he's willing to do the job. Do I actually believe, like, full confidence he's going to do the job? I don't know. When it came to Jason Kidd, I looked at the name, I'm like, all right, what's the assistant coaches looking like? Like, that's my next question, because all right, we go after Giannis, and who we giving up? So y'all doing some super team shit. And again, that reeks of desperation. It does not reek of game plan to me. That reeks of
what? No, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I've heard you numerous times say super team. What super team are we creating if we give up players for Giannis? Where's the super team at?
Well, I don't know what players you're gonna give up. I don't know. I don't see how you're gonna get Giannis without giving up multiple players. And if you give up multiple players, there's less guys on the team. So that means you gave up Randall and Dante to get Cat. That's -1. Two good players that were on a rotation. Now we got Cat, who's one of our good players. And then if you give up Mikal and Cat, or whatever it is, Mitchell Robinson and Mikal Bridges, whatever that looks like, that's 2 guys that were here. Now you got to make up for 2 guys from 2 seasons ago. That's a lot to make up for. That to me is a revamp. We want to call it a rebuild because we're not gonna suck, but it's a revamp, and that's hard, even harder to pull off. I like to go into this, yo, we're gonna keep Cat. You figure that out. you figure like Cat, what would you do if you had Cat? If you go after Giannis, it can't be for much. It can't be for much. But what I'm assuming is they're gonna go after Giannis, and they're saying it's a how do they call it? A tsunami. They're gonna offer a tsunami for Giannis. Word? What does that sound like? If we're going by the current team for Jason Kidd and we're adding to that, and you go do your Carlisle impression, I'm with that. But if you're going with the whole, we're gonna go with Giannis and Brunson and put everything on there and put a lot more on their plate. We're watching two teams right now in the NBA Finals. They played 9-10. OKC played 10-11 guys last night. That's tough. Because I've seen Jason Kidd in Dallas. He does not operate with just 7. He's not having no 7-man rotation. He likes having an 8, 9, 10-man rotation. He likes to get creative. But we don't want to get creative with campaign all over again. We don't want that.
He's seen this. My confidence in Jason Kidd comes from a couple different perspectives, because he's the point guard of a back-to-back Nets team that went to the finals. Then he's he had a different role there. Like, he was extremely important there. But then he goes to Dallas and helps the best player on their team at the time get over the hump, right? Dirk couldn't get that, and now you bring back Jason Kidd, and they just start rolling. Then he's that vet that comes into New York and helps elevate us at that moment. Was that championship? No, but that was an elevation from what we was the year prior. And then everywhere he goes, he's just touching organizations and helping. He got with Giannis as a rookie. Giannis's first coach. Giannis rants and raves about him. Giannis is so oblivious. Giannis said, "Can I go up to the ownership and ask them to rescind the trade? I mean, to rescind the firing. Can I ask them, can you unfire Jason Kidd?" He didn't understand how this shit worked. He just loved that coach so much. So, we always talked about how guys didn't rant and rave about playing for Tibbs, but you got a lot of guys out there that talk highly for playing under Jason Kidd. So. He's going to hold you accountable. He ain't got no problem coming to the presser after the game and saying you played like shit. And I don't care if it's the best player on the team or if it's the worst player on the team. He's going to hold everybody accountable. And I think that's somebody that could move the needle somewhat. That could, demand the respect in the locker room. My cause to pause is, how realistic is it to make this happen? What do we have to do to make this happen? This place, I was listening to the local sports radio down here. There ain't enough money in the world that you're going to offer Tillman Fertitta and the Houston Rockets to get Udoka. There's not enough money in the world. They're not even going to take the call. It's not going to happen. So if that's where they stand with Udoka, where they're going to stand with a Jason Kidd, with a Ty Lue, with a Steve Kerr? Like, how are we going to accomplish this with what we have and, what they have? So I love the options, but how are we going to get it done is my next question.
I mean, I hear y'all, but, the NBA, these teams, they found ways to get things done. Sometimes they get the impossible done. I've seen players go to teams and it's like, what the hell? How did that happen? So for me, if Jason Kidd, so now my thing is even what we talked about yesterday with Kevin Durant. I want guys that want to be here. I think if Jason Kidd wants to be the Knicks head coach, then it's possible. So that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about us going all in on guys that don't want to be all in with us. So I'm more nervous about that. So if Jason Kidd wants to coach the Knicks, I think they can make it happen. What we have to give up, I don't know. But he played against Jordan. He played against Braun. He knows the game. And I think, the way, he can coach us on offense and help Brunson tremendously as far as just helping him and making the game easy for him. I think it's a perfect hire. I really do. But to me, whoever we go after, whether it's a coach or whatever moves you make with a player, whoever, I just want them to want to be here. Because to me, that's the difference in guys wanting to be here and playing great and just whatever. So if he wants to be here, I say we go all in for him. But if not, we move on.
with the new hire, and let's say we get the dream hire, right? Let's say we get the coach that you actually want, OG, whoever that is. You know, is the like the flat out expectation next year like championship? I saw you yesterday and I missed it. I was rewatching, and you said a lot of different things. I was a little confused. So I said next time I talk to my OG, I said I need some clarity. So we're a championship level team, but we lack the talent in comparison to other teams' talent, and Tibbs ain't good enough. So we're a championship level team, but we don't have enough talent, and Tibbs wasn't good enough. Is the expectation when the next guy walks through the door championship, and is he going to get enough rope? Like, what's the window? If we don't win next year, are we canning him too? What's the window for the next guy that comes in?
So whoever comes in, yes, it should be championship. And worst case scenario, Eastern Conference Finals, 6-7 games, you're competitive. But yes, it should be championship. I think we have enough talent. We just don't know. To me, Tibbs just didn't know how to utilize them. And yes, we do need help on the bench. And like I've said numerous times, I like the team we have now, but we need more ball handlers. Look at how all these teams are constructed. We have one ball handler on a 12-man roster. OKC and Indiana could put the ball in 6, 7, 8 guys' hands and let them run the offense. So we need more ball handlers and we need a defender. We need a legit 6'6", 6'7" guy coming off the bench. Deuce being 6 foot coming off the bench is not going to cut it. Not in today's game. So, but I still think with all that being said, Flea, we were 2 games away from being in the finals. So I think whoever comes in here, like I said, we have the clutch player of the year. We have an all-NBA. We have all-stars. We have a defensive juggernaut and a guy like OG and Mitch. So yes, whoever comes in here, especially if it's a championship level coach, yes, we should be thinking about championship. It definitely should be first, second round type shit. No, them days should be over.
I think it all depends on the roster. And again, if we're looking, that's what I'm saying. This is what brings more confusion. If we're going after Giannis, how does that look? That's a different team, different number one. I think Jason Kidd, if he was here, there's no way he wouldn't have been. He wasn't going to go to campaign for 2 games. It would have been a totally different thing. He would have been able to spell Cat and Jalen Brunson. He just would have done that. And because every coach does that. Every coach if you got 2 guys who can score like that, he lets one of them play with the bench. He lets the other one stay with the starting lineup, and they mix and match them. And then you bring them in the 4th quarter, and usually there are plays that you run to get them going where they have sets to help, complement one another. It's not a guarantee that it would have happened, but I did read this, right? Automatically, ever since AllBall mentioned them damn assistant coaches, who are the Dallas Mavericks assistant coaches? You got Marco Milic, Jared Dudley, Eric Hughes, Darrell Armstrong, Alex Jensen, Sean Sweeney, Josh Broggemer, and Keith Vaney. None of them all too familiar to me. Except
I thought God was on that list.
Yeah, Shan, right?
I thought Shan was over there.
He must be develop. What is how you say develop?
Player development.
Yeah, player development.
And also, it led me to Google, are there anyone interested in these Mavericks assistant coaches for a head coaching job? Spurs interested in Mavericks coach amid Jason Kidd Knicks rumors. So Dallas Mavericks coach Jason Kidd is emerging as one of the top candidates for the New York Knicks head coaching position. One of Kidd's top assistants has surfaced as a candidate for the Spurs top assistant role on Mitch Johnson's staff. Mitch Johnson is the new head coach over there for the Spurs. He's superseding or following up with Popovich. Hopefully he's all right and good standing after he had a stroke a couple months ago. According to NBA insider Mark Stein, the Spurs are interested in hiring Dallas assistant Sean Sweeney to work alongside Mitch Johnson, the heir to legendary Greg Popovich, who retired in May. It will be quite the undertaking for Sweeney, who worked his way up from a position as video coordinator for the Brooklyn Nets over a decade ago and was a top candidate for the Phoenix Suns head coaching vacancy. Music to my ears. So you got assistant coaches that are being offered head coaching positions, 2 conference finals, 1 finals appearance. I'm starting to process the Jason Kidd thing, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not excited when I heard my guy, Jason Kidd, as a offered this job, or they're going after him. You know, who has it? The Mavericks drafted the tall kid, Lively. That was a good pickup. They traded for Gafford. They know how to trade for their players, right? They want rim runners, tall guys around Luka and Jalen Brunson when he was there. I would think Jason Kidd's gonna offer them that, like, yo, we need this. That's what I think more importantly than anything else. We talked about it earlier, where you don't keep OB, you're not keeping RJ, you're not keeping Quentin Grimes because they're not fitting Tibbs' system. Well, Kidd's gonna come here and show us, well, this is why we're going after Giannis. Oh, I know how to coach him. I want that in my system. He could be the rim runner. Now we got to get guys, like you said, who's going to handle the ball and who could throw the alley to Giannis. Are we going to be able to throw an alley-oop finally? Hopefully Kidd can really get these guys, talk to them. Let them learn the game of basketball. Again, another guy who nobody rarely talks about. He went from being a horrible shooter to a great shooter and has made, they were top 5 in 3-pointers made of all time. I never would have thought he was doing that. And when he finally won his ring with Dallas on the second stint, he was up there. So these things are getting me more excited about Jason Kidd now, because I'm still like, hold on, what's really coming over here? Can he really coach this thing? He's been in New York, been in Jersey, Brooklyn, in the Garden. So I'm starting to learn in real time in front of y'all. All right, I'm seeing a lot of things I'm liking now, man. A lot.
Time is now. I think, we got to go all in. Like, Flea always alludes to every year you got to upgrade. We watching all these teams that are successful. They're upgrading every year. Like I said, OKC upgraded. And look where they at. I just feel, for us, we have to come along with the times. It's 2025, like you said. Where's the rim? Where's the guys running the rim? Where's the alley oops? Where's the fast paced game at? Where's the great defensive play? Like, where's all that at? Nah, I think J.K. could bring that to us. So for me, I love the hire. I love the hire. We have to come along with the times. We are stuck in the mud. That's why I don't want a Mike Malone and none of them guys. Nah, I don't want none of them guys. Nah, it's gonna be the same exact thing. We need somebody like a J Kid with that mind to go, no, Brunson, Cat, whoever's on the team, you do this, and this is what's gonna happen. Kid's seen it all. He played against Mike, Kobe, Braun, and was successful. Seen it all. So for me, like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is all these rumors from players to coaches. Do they want to play for the Knicks? Do they want to coach for the Knicks? That's what I'm scared about. Ain't nothing like going all in for somebody like what we did with Phil Jackson and just get robbed. So I want guys to understand, like, bruh, we serious. You see the front office is serious. We going all in. Are you going to go all in with us? Because we want to win a championship. So that's what I'm nervous about. I just want guys to want to be here.
One team wins the championship every year, while 29 other teams don't. It's about time we be that one team. That's all that matters now. I'm tired of, I don't want to talk no more about this, that, 29 other teams lose every fucking year and only one team wins. So whatever we got to do to get there, let's do it. We got to do it.
Oh, P said, Flea's doing math.
Yeah. It's just a fucking reminder, because everybody think 3 or 4 teams win championships every fucking year. So it's just a quick reminder that only one team wins every year. The fuck.
It would be interesting because again, with Kid's style, is it fast paced? We've seen him with Kyrie and Luka, and also the fact that I gotta give people props too. The fact that you know how to tank is different. Like they tanked for Derek Lively. They said, "Yo, we gonna tank and just get. We ain't letting the Knicks get a draft pick." You gotta coach that. Like Pop, that's what you should on Popovich. I'm like, oh, bro, he literally tanked on the court where he's being competitive and then subbed out certain people at certain times. It's like, dog, you an evil motherfucker to be doing shit like that. And Jason Kidd is definitely a sneaky dude. Sneaky. Let's not forget when he was like, hit me with the with the water in his hand, dropping the water. We had no more timeouts. Sneaky mother lover. Anybody who's doing anything to win, that's different than, you know, Tibbs approach on the sideline that you hate all ball. And I don't think Jason Kidd, all that shit you talk about with Tibbs, would you mind the fact that I don't see Jason Kidd being too animated on the court like that? He's very measured, very like looking around, cerebral. Are you going to be opposed to that, or do you want him to start yelling and being animated as you wanted Tibbs to be?
No, I didn't want Tibbs to be animated. I just when it's time to be, it's time to be. Fight. There's times on the court where we were getting punked. I think the refs was officiating us terrible. No excuse, we lost, but I'm just saying there's times where I want my coach to fight. Like I said, I seen a game with Detroit played. It might have been OKC, and at the podium, the coach went berserk. But he was defending his guys. So, you know, be yourself. But, man, listen, if you see you got to rile us up a little bit. I've seen coaches get kicked out of game just to rile their guys up. So, for me, Flea said it perfectly. Whatever we got to do to win, I'm tired of every year is one team hoisting up that trophy, and it's never the fucking New York Knicks. The time is now. Let's get the job done. There's a plethora of coaches out there. There's moves that we can make. We know the holes that we have to fill. Let's get the job done. Like I said, the East next season, Boston is not fully healthy. Nobody believes in Philly. Milwaukee is in disarray. Cleveland is pretenders. Another season where we can have a 50-win season plus and be right back here. Let's get the job done. Fuck these rumors. Fuck all this. Let's get the job done. But I'm ready to be in the finals for a chance to be a champion. Let's get the job done.
Damn, I had another rumor on deck, man. What you? The Knicks are preparing to make a tsunami-type offer to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Bucks, as per Jerry Wolfell. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen. All ball. This is up your alley. You wanted to trade everybody for Donovan Mitchell. And now it looks like we're trying to trade everybody for Giannis.
Here go the lies. I didn't say trade everybody. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you got to give up to get a great player? So if we have an opportunity to get a great player, we're never going to do it because we have to give up pieces. That's part of the game. Are we going to be in the race to try to win? So if Milwaukee wants, I don't know, Cat, Kolick, maybe another player, some picks, we're not going to do that.
OG, what?
Leave me alone.
Don't do that.
Leave me.
If you're gonna do it,
Bro.
do it right. This nigga went from Cat to Kolick.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
OG. Go ahead. Nigga, man.
I said they throwing another player. Let's say you take. Let's say they want a Bridges. Let's say they want a Bridges or a Josh Hart. Are we not doing that? So for me, this is my problem with us, everybody, the world as Knicks fans. I've said this numerous times on our platform. We always find ways to convince ourselves to not go get the better player. And Fabian does it all the time. Oh, we get just tsunami and bruh. What are we going to give up to get Giannis? Nothing? Nothing? So right now, if we had an opportunity to get SGA, we're not going to do it because we got to give up the house? That's what I'm saying. So for me, I don't know what the Knicks fans want. I don't know what none of us want. I want to win. It's clear. Giannis is better than Cat. It's not even. It's clear. So we got to give up another 1 or 2 pieces. We got to do what we got to do. We still gonna have Brunson. We still gonna have either OG Hart or Mikal. The front office figure everything else out. But I'm not gonna be sitting up here complaining if we got to give up 3. Now I'm not giving up Cat, OG, and Hart or Bridges. No, I'm not doing that. Definitely not doing that. But if you saying okay, we got to give up Bridges, Cat, and one of them bump niggas off the bench, I'm doing that. I'm not even hesitating. Not hesitating. So for me, I don't. How else are we supposed to get superstars? Nobody is signed in here. So we got to make trades for them.
Thought we was attractive.
No. I'm not saying now. I'm just saying
this is the place to be.
No. I'm not saying now. I'm just saying before, like we couldn't attract nobody.
Okay.
But right now, for us to get Giannis, we would have to trade for him.
Sure.
Why not go get the better player? That's the part I never understood. I told you, me as a Knicks fan, at times we were so delusional that I say this all the time. We love some of our players so much that we probably wouldn't have traded John Starks for Michael Jordan. Starks is our guy. Knicks, yeah. What? So right now, we ain't gonna trade for y'all. Listen, bro. I don't get it. It's clear. I love Cat. Bruh. That defense. Listen, man. Go get Giannis. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Flea. I'm gonna reread the question.
You ain't gotta reread that shit.
Apparently, I do. The Knicks are preparing to make a tsunami-type offer to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Bucks. What do you think a tsunami deal is for Giannis from the Knicks?
It probably involves another team. That's number one. It probably involves. There's probably 3 teams involved if it's a tsunami deal, and the deal got to start with Cat and OG or Cat and Mikal. It just starts there. It's not. They're not even gonna have conversation if we're not willing to part with those 2. One of those 3 players. Absolutely, call, but one of those other 2 players, and then we have conversations from there. But it's got to start there. It's not gonna be no guys. They're not gonna be hitching their wagon to Deuce McBride and Kolek. Is not gonna be. You got to look at it from the Bucks' perspective too. They're about to start over. They're about to completely start over. And there's other packages that look good, right? I see the Giannis to San Antonio. Well, if I'm San Antonio, if I'm Milwaukee, why wouldn't I go get Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, and the number 2 pick before I come and get Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges? So we got to make this, if we really want Giannis, we got to make this look sexy. I agree with you. We can't worry about being fleeced, but we also can't worry about trying to be strategic and hold on. Either we going to go all in and do it or we not. But there's going to be more. We got to win because there'll be more remnants of how we got Melo. Same way we got Melo. We gutted Delana. Everybody thought it was a bad trade. I never thought that, but everybody thought we gave up a lot. We're going to have to do something very similar, and we got to be okay with that. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I just know that when we start the season, we'll have a completely different roster and a completely different coach. And I don't know. That's not fucking scared, King Speech. That's not scared. This is logic I'm talking. And put the fandom to the side and think logically for a second. If that happens, we are going to be a completely different team for the 3rd year in a row. So I'm with it though. I'm with it. Go get Giannis. I'm with it.
I just love how when I bring up Donovan Mitchell, that's the exact reason you fell right into the booby trap. The fact that when you bring up Donovan Mitchell and then you say we were scared to trade for him and have him in the same breath as Giannis, this is nowhere near the same kind of trade. Giannis is an MVP flat out. Every season he's up for that shit. Trading these pieces for Giannis and even contemplating it, that's a discussion that you always are open to have. Donovan Mitchell and every other star you talking about, John Starks or Michael Jordan, ain't no Knicks fan in their right mind gonna even contemplate something like that. I don't know which Knicks fans you talking to, but contemplating or arguing over whether we should trade for Donovan Mitchell is a different story than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Of course you entertain this. You got to find out what the market's looking like for him, especially if you find a coach that said, oh, I could work with that. You got to have a game plan in there. You do. But for you to act like we're revamping a team for the third straight year, yes, we made the conference finals. Yes, Giannis is an MVP, finals MVP, defensive player of the year. Yes, he is all that. But you're acting like we're going to just snap our fingers and figure this thing out year one, and we're going to go to the finals. I don't.
And that's the fucking joke to me. Everybody think I'm crazy. That's the joke to me.
I'll let y'all go because y'all too
Never seen
yes.
it. What evidence of the Knicks have you? What makes you so confident, or what puts you in a position that makes you feel like all cozy inside that they're gonna take care of you the way they're supposed to? They never take care of us. They never fucking take care of us. How could you? I'm not nervous. I'm not gonna fuck a bitch again with no condom after I got burnt. No, I'm gonna strap up. I'm gonna be cautious.
We had a whole new team this year.
Niggas is crazy.
Hold on.
I got you. Go ahead.
We had a whole new team this year, and if it was better coaching, we would have been in the finals. So don't tell me we can't revamp
and got the doors blown off of us.
Right. Because of your guy. That's why he's gone.
You can call him my guy all you want. Like
that
makes me feel a certain way.
No,
bring
because
a good coach in here and win a fucking championship.
No,
you ain't never seen.
It ain't.
Bring a good.
You
coach
my brother. Hold on. It ain't never.
Y'all can say that all y'all want. It's goofy at this point because I'm
no.
He's gone.
No.
Let's move forward.
See, here you go. See. Now, I've never tried to make you feel no way. I'm going to tell you what's goofy. Y'all keep saying the same thing. You can't revamp and have a new team and expect. Yes, you can. It was done this year, and the coach dropped the fucking ball. That's what happened. We had a brand new team this year, and because of bad coaching, we didn't make the finals. So don't tell me you can't have a brand new team and be successful. We were just in the conference finals, 2 games away from the finals with a whole new team. The way y'all two make it seem like is that we shouldn't even been in the conference finals because we had a whole new team. You not telling me if we get Giannis, we giving up Cat, Bridges, Deuce, and whoever else on the bench that we can't be successful. No, I don't agree with that. Y'all two are wrong on that. And that's what I mean by we as Knicks fans make excuses to not go get the guy. Giannis is the guy.
You said Donovan Mitchell. You said Donovan Mitchell was the guy. That's my problem. You comparing these guys to Giannis, number one. Number two,
what type of season Donovan Mitchell had?
Exactly. You answer that question for me, please. Please answer me that question. Y'all been talking this Donovan Mitchell shit and it's been mighty quiet about Donovan Mitchell the last 2 seasons.
Nigga was all NBA first team. They're the best team in the East. They got fucking injured. Stop, man.
What do you consider success?
They best players didn't play.
I know.
Yo, y'all niggas,
I know. Every year we got a new version of success coming out. This year is 2 games away from a conference finals. Next year is going to be conference finals is successful. So you make a trade like that if the finals are going to happen. And I asked before, and nobody answered the question. When has a team gotten a new head coach and a new number 1 player and went to the finals, let alone win it? Hasn't happened. So we're talking about championship next year. You're going all in for a championship next year. That's what you're talking about. I don't see that happening if we took on for the chip next season. You give them a 3-year window. Oh, okay, that sounds better. But you act like they could win a championship next year with this. That's the part I disagree with.
Yo, man. Yo, you gotta find a balance between fandom and delusion, man. Because this is like, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But if you've seen it,
no. What's the delusion, Flip? What's the
delusion? The delusion to me, OG, is that there's no evidence. There's no evidence for this team. There's no evidence that says we make the right choices all the time. There's no evidence of that. So if you telling me that we are about to do another revamp, 3rd year in a row, to make the championship, that doesn't happen. Anybody, I got to agree with me. Go do the research on your own. Fuck what Flea got to say. Go do the research on your own and go find it for me. Because we talk so much off of just emotion, and there are facts out there that let you know this doesn't happen. I don't give a fuck how niggas feel. Tell me what has happened in front, and that lets me know what could potentially go on. You're talking about an overhaul again, which I'm cool with. Go get Giannis. Giannis is not a guy that you turn down. I'm with you on that. But going to getting Giannis, revamping the team, going to get a new coach, I'm cool with all of that. But you can't tell me. I don't have no fucking blinders on. You can't fucking tell me that we do that and we're going to walk into a championship. It don't work like that. That's all I'm saying.
Who said walk? But y'all,
the
words y'all use.
It don't work like
that. Yo,
that.
listen, man. Listen, you in favor the words y'all. Nobody said walking into anything.
That's
nobody
how you
said
behave. You act
no.
expectations this year.
So
that's how you behave. What are you talking about?
So for one, if we trade for Giannis and give up the tsunami, and we still got Brunson and OG, when we gave up the house for Melo, there was no Brunson and OG on the team. There was no Mitchell Rock. There was none of that. So that's the part. Y'all brothers are smart. It's different if they going, okay, we giving up Brunson, Cat, and OG for Giannis. Then I get what you're saying. But if we get a juggernaut like that, and we still have the core in Boston, there's no Tatum. Like Fabian said, Cleveland is pretenders.
OG, we can't trade for Giannis and not touch our core. We can't not touch our core and go get Giannis. That can't happen. It can't.
Okay.
Well, that's why I'm asking, what is the tsunami? What is the tsunami? Because I prefer to have Cat, because that's what I've seen Jason Kidd. For Jason Kidd, we've seen how Dame and Giannis work together. We ain't talking about that's Dame Lillard, and that's Giannis, and they couldn't figure it out. I don't care what anybody was talking about. Yo, they won 10 in a row. Like, they look horrible. Y'all ain't watching this. They look horrible. Same thing we said we won 10 in a row in December. I was like, well, we ain't playing nobody yet. Let's see what happens in January. And we kept getting spanked. It wasn't until the playoffs where I'm saying, oh, nah, we playing a little bit different now. Finally, we playing the guys when we should play them. Some guys are turning up. Jalen Brunson going down helped us out a little bit. But these guys have 1 year in together. At least last season, we could point to the fact that a lot of these guys won the Knicks for 2, 3, 4 years together. Now it's a new team. If Giannis comes here, you got to go after other players. And how many other players can we actually go after? What evidence have we shown that we're going to revamp the bench like that? They went and got Champagne, Landry Shamet, and 1,000 prayers after that. That's what that was. That shit was, come on, seriously. Like, looking back on the season, Campaign and Landry Shamet with a backup small forwards and point guards, that can't happen with Jason Kidd. He's not allowing that shit to go down. So what is our track record? Is it that, or are we going with the super sophomores, him developing those guys? I think Dallas actually drafted Huck Purdy and traded him to us. Or are you looking forward to maybe either trading Kolek or keeping these super sophomores?
Listen, man, I don't know what to say anymore. If we have an opportunity to get the guy, we get the guy. We rarely have that opportunity. We did it with Melo, and it didn't work how people thought it would, because we actually did give up the house. Like I said, I think if we still are able to have Brunson and OG with Giannis, I think that's good enough to where now you build around that. I love Dame Lillard. I was dead wrong. And one time I said Dame was better than Luka. That's my guy. But what Dame Lillard is now with Giannis is not Brunson. Dame is 15 damn near years in the league, has a lot of mileage. He's nowhere near the same player. He's nowhere near close to what Brunson is right now. So I think, that's an easy way to be like, well, it didn't work with Dame. So no, now it's different if it was Portland Dame and it went downhill. But for me, I'm just at the point now where Flea said something earlier, which I totally agree. It's time for us to try to do something to hoist the fucking trophy. If y'all feel comfortable with this same, like I told y'all, this same team, I'm cool if we plug those holes. If we get some more ball handlers and someone coming off the bench that's legit, then I'm fine. But this same team running it back when we know Cat and Brunson is not going to get better defensively, and we're going to still have one ball handler, I don't know what else we would have to do. So for me, I don't mind this team, but we have to plug the holes. But if we're not going to do that, I don't see if Giannis wants to be in New York, we're going to have to give up something to get him. I say go get him.
So even if we trade Cap or Giannis straight up, maybe the Mikal Bridges Flea, how do you see a Giannis Brunson offense? Like what will be the most optimal? Because I don't think he's a great screener. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that Brunson needs to operate. What kind of offense do you run like that with Giannis and
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even being funny right now.
Yeah.
You would have to be creative. You would have to start asking guys to do things that they just haven't been doing in the majority of their career. Like those two, we put those two together. Coaching is absolutely important. We just can't start throwing names out there and just say, hey, go coach them. You got to be able to find a coach that's going to come in there and be able to be creative with those two guys. So I'm not even going to front and act like I'm going to, say something fly. I don't know. I have no clue what the offense looks like. I know we don't have draft picks. I know we don't have a bunch of guys that people are clamoring to get aside from maybe a Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, Brunson is not a guy that you want to move, but we don't have a lot of guys. People love Josh Hart, right? The league, not say what you want, but the league, everybody will take a guy like Josh Hart. What I'm saying is we got to get creative because if we do that, filling out the roster is a must. You don't walk him through the door and say, okay, now we got one of the top 3 players in the league, and now that already equates to winning the championship. This should be hard, man. This shit is hard. Like we fans of the game and we love the game and we talk the game, but that shit is not easy. What these niggas is doing to get to. We talking about winning sets of 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Like this shit is not easy. And so we laugh and joke. We have a good time up here, but at the end of the day, winning the championship ain't easy. And everything, not perfect, but everything got to fit. These teams that win championships, it's just not by happenstance. There's luck involved, but these teams are constructed because when you look back on them, right? When we look back on all the championship teams, maybe let's say for the last 10 years, all of them are constructed well, right? We all look at these teams and we're like, damn, this team was put together well. This is not a mistake why they won the championship. So if it sounds like fear, if it sounds like caution, whatever, we call it whatever. But at the end of the day, we got to put together a team with a solid coach to win a championship. And it's not that easy. And I'm tired of being on the other side of it. That I agree with you, OG. I'm tired of being on the other side of not winning and not being a champion. Fucking teams is running around here winning championships that ain't never been in the finals. Denver got one now. They got a great player, but they got one. So
I don't think they're as far off salary-wise as everyone thinks they are, right? Cat's going to make 49, or he just made 49. He's going to make 53, 57, and 61. And Giannis is going to make 54, 58, 62. So you're going to have to add, I think that's Mitchell Robinson or maybe Josh Hart, and probably maybe Mikal Bridges who's making $24 million a year. And then on the free agent list for me, I think Bobby Porter's either free agent. Naz Reid is definitely a free agent. That will be interesting to add if you trade for Giannis. I'm trying to see how do you build around Giannis because it can't just be him. And the shooters and the ball handlers out there. That's what I'm thinking. Like if we go with Giannis, you go after Naz Reid. If you keep Cat, you go after Steven Adams. and then you get the ball handlers to surround them because we need screen setters. And even with Giannis and Nas Reed there, we have no screen setters. Like Giannis could set a screen, but I'm not concerned. I'm as concerned as Cat and Giannis on the pick and roll as I am with Brunson on the pick and roll. He's not passing out of a pick and roll to anybody like that for anybody. He needs a screen set for him to run around and get open and get some space. That's my feel with him and Giannis AllBall. It's not, Giannis being in the game. He's a big dog. Like that guy he's an MVP. Like I want to see him here, but I also want to hear like, all right, who else are you going after? Because it has to make sense to me. Like when Cat got here, I'm like, y'all sure he's gonna just run a pick and roll with Brunson? Y'all think that looks smooth? Still look good to me. It don't look unstoppable. Should look like Brunson can't get the ball off like that. And Cat just got a little pick and pop game, and it's not that hard to get him the ball. But Brunson, we don't have enough screen setters, and I don't know if Giannis could really add to that. But do you see anybody that or we're gonna go to free agent list AllBall before you answer that question? Do you see who we will have to add aside from Giannis if we do acquire him?
I mean, if we acquire Giannis, we still going to need more ball handlers, and we still going to need, a guy to come off that bench. But I think, these are the problems we talked about the other day. Like, let's just say we don't get Giannis, right? Who are we still building around? Is it going to be Cat or Brunson? Like, we have some problems, man. And I don't mean, me and Fleet never agree, but on this one, it's like, bruh, sometimes, like, I don't know what the hell to say. Like I said, if we acquire Giannis, we still only have one ball handler. Yeah, Giannis could bring it up, but now what? We got two. We still gonna need more ball handlers. We're gonna need shooters. Like, there's some things we're gonna need. My thing is, I say get the player, and then we figure it out. But if we don't get Giannis, do we feel comfortable with this team constructed as it is, running it back? Like I said, still one ball handler, no great defenders. Maybe Mitchell Robinson has a bigger role, more healthier, gets more shape. But like y'all said, it's tough to expect him to play 70-plus games, 25, 30 minutes a game. That's why I say we have some problems. They good problems, but the way teams are constructed today, you got a lot of ball handlers, you got a lot of defenders, you got a lot of guys that can shoot the three. We need to start looking into that. That's why I told y'all the other day, I don't need to change the subject. We may need to build around Brunson. Get some ball. What Golden State, now of course we don't have a Draymond, but what Golden State does with Steph Curry. You will put some shooters and some defenders around your guys that can handle the ball. And Brunson, like Curry, is playing off the ball. But if we get Giannis, yeah, we gonna have to make another move or two. But we need ball handlers, man. We need ball handlers more than anything. We have one guy that can handle the ball. That's why you look at a team like Indiana, I think somebody said it, guys playing 15, 20 minutes. So now down the stretch, guys is fresh. So you have a Haliburton, fresh legs who can knock down that shot with no problem. We need ball handlers. So no matter what, if we get Giannis, we still need 2-3 guys that can handle the ball. So those guys could, not exert so much energy and have to literally do everything.
We got some guys. I got the free agent list here. Ty Jerome, out of the guards and forwards, perimeter players. Ty Jerome had a hell of a year. Up and down, didn't really show up in the playoffs. Damian Lee, I ain't heard from him in years. He had like one good month and everybody went crazy. Garrett Temple, not too familiar. Jack McVay, Lonnie Walker, everyone was lauding over him for some reason. He's been everywhere. Tim Hardaway Jr., Ben Simmons. Matthias Thybulle, it's interesting. Batum.
Interesting name. That's an interesting name, Thybulle.
Yeah, that was interesting, especially with Giannis, if you get him.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley played with Giannis.
I said Beasley's name a couple months ago.
What Beasley? Detroit.
Yeah.
But hold on. You went kind of quick. I ain't gonna lie. You get Batum for a good price. Listen, man, he's a solid vet, big guy, and he can still shoot the three.
He was talking about retirement though. I know that much,
Oh.
but I like Batum. I thought that's who we should have gotten in the summertime. Like, I think they paid $4 million for him with the Clippers when they got Shaman. I'm like, nah, I like Batum. Like he was the guy that was really locking up Brunson on the Philly side last playoffs. They kept talking that was homeboy Oubre shit. I'm like, he was killing Oubre. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Quentin Grimes is a restricted free agent. Brooklyn's Knicks fan. Oh yeah, he is.
I saw a trade that revolved around Josh Hart and Kobe White, and us bringing in Kobe White and moving Josh Hart. I should have sent that to y'all. I thought it was a great trade. It was a 3-team trade.
Wow.
And what we get back is Kobe White and Kelly Oubre. That's what we would get back in the trade. It was Knicks, Bulls, Philly, and we wound up getting back a Kobe White and Kelly Oubre. I like the deal.
And who we give up, Flea?
We give up Josh Hart is in the deal. I feel like I saw Tyler Kolik's name in the deal. I'm gonna go back because I think I saved it. I didn't send it to y'all. But I think I saved the graphic, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to misquote what the deal was, but it revolved around Hart and Kobe White and us getting back Kobe White and Kelly Oubre. And I thought that was really good.
I never heard that. That should sound amazing.
LB, you ain't been paying attention to Chicago's front office the last couple of years. They are atrocious. Between them and Sacramento, I don't know who's worse. And they made a trade with each other for DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Horrible. So we could take advantage of Chicago.
And I think Giddey is their future. Kobe White is going to be on a good team. He ain't going to be on that. He shouldn't want to be on that bad team.
If you get Kobe White, you trade in Deuce.
I think Deuce was in the deal. I think so. You saying some things now because I don't remember the exact deal. That's why I don't want to quote it wrong. But I do remember what we got back, and we got back Kobe White and Kelly Oubre. But we did move Hart, which
now let me ask
I love
you,
Hart, but I would be okay with that.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, a move like that. Does Brunson move to the 2 or Kobe White is at the 2? Or it's Kobe White? I don't think he's coming off the bench.
I think he come off the bench.
Yeah, I don't. If Mikal Bridges is still on this roster, I don't think he would start over Bridges.
Yeah. What are you saying, Fish? You see the Mavs players that are free agents, freed up contracts, extra money to get someone along with Giannis moving the number 1 pick. If they decide to do that, I mean, I don't see how the Dallas Mavericks are not gonna go get Cooper Flag. I can't see that happening, bro. Even for Giannis. Would the Mavericks, would the city of Dallas go crazy for a championship after you lose Luka? Maybe. I mean, Kyrie ain't coming back until May or March. You're trading Cooper Flag. Y'all would do that? Trade Cooper Flag, the Cooper Flag pick for Giannis? If you're Dallas?
I would.
Consider it. You think about it. You think about it for sure. You think about it.
I mean, yeah, if I'm in win now mode, if I'm not in win now mode, no. But if I'm in win now mode where I'm going the next 2-3 years, I have to win. Yeah, I'm definitely trading that number 2 pick. I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah, y'all just convinced me because I forgot how crazy Nico Harrison is. I just traded Luka Doncic, and everybody's going in the face of the world. Fuck it.
And I mean, that's the other thing too. Let's say that does happen. Why the fuck would Kid want to leave now? Like, if they trade Giannis to Dallas, and now, somehow you wind up with a Giannis AD, and then by the turn of the new year, Kyrie is coming back. Like, why would So
they still got Clay, Lively, Gafford. Yeah,
like, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I don't think that's going to happen. Though I don't think Dallas is going to trade the second pick for Giannis. I don't think they need Giannis. I think that's a bit much. I think as they're constructed, they just got to stay healthy.
The only reason why the Giannis thing, what if, let's say, OKC loses this finals? Giannis is available. They traded for him. They're going to do it. You're going to pair up SG and Giannis, and you're getting rid of Chet. You're doing it. You're doing it. I think that. And then if Dallas is sitting there going, hold on, he's going to OKC. Nah, he's the number 1 pick. All of a sudden, Milwaukee, if they're smart, they're waiting until after the finals. They're waiting right before draft night to hold on to that to the Giannis thing. You holding him hostage because OKC got a boatload of draft picks. Dallas got the #1 draft pick. Phoenix is looking for draft picks. You can work a 3-team deal with them. They're looking to offload KD. Yeah, I don't know if we're necessarily in the forefront of a Giannis trade situation, Fleet, to your point. And if that's the case, we ain't at the forefront of Jason Kidd coming in then if he's gonna go to Dallas. That's crazy, man. God damn it. It's gonna be a long summer, like you said, Fleet. You warned us. You tried to warn us.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm a lunatic. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Don't listen to Flea, please. Don't listen to Flea. I'm telling you, I'm a lunatic.
I can't not do that because it's my job to like listen to what you're saying.
You know I'm messing. Y'all my brothers. You know that. You know I'm always from my mouth. But
yeah, that's what I search for on the internet, man. You know what I'm saying?
All ball suckers.
Are we live?
Big Flea, the biggest, y'all. Never the little one. Appreciate everybody.
What's the clickbait alert, David Smith?
That's Cat.
Oh, right, yo,
That's Cat.
he was
David
talking
Smith.
magic about AllBall the whole night. Trade
All
Cat.
night. I've been leaving him alone. I've been leaving him alone. But
Right.
Shit. Y'all know me by now. Get rid of every fucking body here.
see,
I didn't even want to go there. Like, you wanted Cat, then you wanted to trade him yesterday. What the fuck is going on, man?
Listen. How many times you want something bad, you get it, try it out. Okay, it didn't work. Sayonara. Damn, them sneakers is good. You get them, put them on, they uncomfortable. I don't want them no more. Love Cat, but unless he's gonna go to, like they got the dog whisperers. Unless he's gonna go to a defensive whisperer.
that was supposed to be Tibbs.
Flea, you get what I'm saying?
That was
Come on, man.
Tibbs.
Knicks Rehab.
Come on, man.
Knicks Rehab, y'all. Y'all know what this is.
I didn't want to say it. Definitely working all weekend. What y'all probably try to put something in there. Let's pay attention to our shorts. We trying, y'all. Hey, AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. Y'all know the motto. We work with what we got. Hit the pinned comment in the chat. If you can't shop, support, share it. Show the people what we got over here, man. Definitely Monday night we're coming back 7 o'clock. What we trying to do because now we get our rest, or we attempt to get our rest. Something ain't popping up. We got the rest of the night. 7 p.m. Monday, y'all.
We'll be here.
AllBall TV, love y'all. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.